and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is nice to see you on this Erev Shabbat. I feel like, thank you. I feel like we were just speaking last week from this very spot, but in between, I was in Israel. So, gonna be talking a lot about Israel this evening, share a couple of thoughts with you about the last 4 days that I spent around the country. It's going to be the beginning of this conversation. I'm hoping to actually share with you a lot more of the details in some other forums. So we'll be letting you know about some other times that we might be able to put up a screen and show you some photos and videos and talk more about the experiences in the next weeks about some of the conversations in connection to Shabbat and Israel. Of course, we have been doing this now for a while. In front of our congregation is the Israeli flag and our blue candle, thinking not just of those who have fallen, been killed and murdered in these last days, now way over a month, and also the hope of soon, we hope, finding all those who are kidnapped. And so the presence of the Israeli flag and of our candle, please, we hope, shall give us a lot of strength. And to add even further to Israel, we have that you don't know her very well, but she's been hanging out with us all year. Her name is Shachar, and she'll explain a little bit more about what she does and has been doing in the U.S. for the last few months. She's here with us all year long, serving our Jewish community in the area. And her name is Shachar Buchnik, and she's going to come up and talk a little about. She is a Shinshinit. She'll explain what that is. It's part of the Jewish agency to be able to come to Israel and kind of be a messenger, an emissary, and speak about Israel. So she's going to be speaking about Israel as well for us this evening. So lots of opportunities for us to not just exhale the week of Shabbat, but also exhale the week of news we've been watching in Israel, and hopefully find these 25 hours of peace and relaxation that we need to recharge a little bit. If this is your first time here or your 100th time here, there are many of you, since it is also our welcome back for our first year. If this is your first year at CBI, we are thrilled that you are here. So we'll be doing a special blessing for you tonight also. It's also Chardonnay Shabbat, which is everyone's favorite Shabbat because there's food and booze. And so it is a good reason to come and celebrate Shabbat. We will have all of that after services as well. So you can find your prayer book. It's right under your seat. If you don't know already, just reach right under there. Make sure that your cover of your book says Shabbat on it and does not say weekday and festival, because we just found one that says weekday and festival. So now make sure that the cover of your book, it should be thin and blue and should say Mishkan Tfilah on the cover, and next to Mishkan Tfilah, actually under Mishkan Tfilah, I should say Shabbat. If it says Shabbat, you got the right book, right under your chair. If there's not one under your chair, by the way, there's one under your neighbor's chair. Just ask them before you reach under there to take the book. I mean, we're friendly, but, we should have a couple of boundaries. If you don't know who we are, by the way, that's Cantor Muchnick, right over there. He's the chatty one. He's not said a single word this whole time. I've been talking for 30 minutes straight. And I'm Rabbi Keller. And so we are going to continue with the lighting of Shabbat candles. We're on page 2 in your Siddur. We're going to invite Susie Glatt to join us. She's our ritual chair. She'll be lighting our Shabbat candles for us. Once again, page 2.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
So we are going to, now that Shabbat is, we are in the midst of Shabbat, and we are in the 25 hours of Shabbat. Oh yeah, there's a good breeze here. Now it's only 12 hours, exactly, because we just cut it in half. We're going to sweeten Shabbat now with the words of Kiddush that is on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'v'ratzon Inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat Amen.
Now that we are fully into Shabbat, we can continue with a little bit of Kabbalat Shabbat, welcoming in the Shabbat bride into our midst with Yedid Nefesh, which is a big page turn to page, I think it's 332. Yedid Nefesh, yes, page 332 is where we're going. 332. 332.
Oh
We continue now with Psalm 98, which can be found on page 16. Page 16. We transition now out of Kabbalat Shabbat and continue with Chatzi Kaddish, which can be found on page 26.
Yitkada veyitkada shemei rabba belma divrach yirutze v'yamlich malchutze becha yichon v'yomeichon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kari ve'immeru amen yeheshmei rabba mevorach Le'olam lol mehamaya yitbarach yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh ve'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol berchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata Damiran be'olma ve'immeru.
Amen. Our call to worship, Baruch Hu, continues on page 28, and together we stand. We thank God for making nights. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach she'arim ובתבונה משנה עתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותם ברקיע כרצונו. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Let's continue on the bottom of page 33, and let's alternate paragraphs. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things our Torah gives to us. The more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. As we carry in our lips the words, we praise you, Adonai, who loves all of your people, Israel, all of Am Israel. We carry those words with us into the oneness of God with Shema, page 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue Ve'ahavta on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך מהיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue on the top of page 39. Let's read that together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. There's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha on page 40. The words V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat, are really, for me, very particular. If you go to page 44, we'll continue there in a moment. You'll see that V'shamru is right there at the top of the page, and we hear it all the time. We know V'shamru. There are different various tunes and melodies that we can use for it. But my favorite word, by the way, these are words from Torah, actually. It's lifted out of Torah and put into prayer book. It's not liturgy in the prayer book. It's words of Torah that were put here for us to acknowledge. And if you look at the Hebrew or the transliteration, and you'll see that you see the words V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat, it says, and then it says la'asot. And la'asot really means to do. And so what is this piece of Torah really telling us? We're not allowed to be passive about Shabbat. We're not allowed to just let Shabbat come over us. We have to be active in making Shabbat. We have to be active in making it special and different and unique and outside of something that we do the rest of the week. How we do it is up to you. It's the beauty of our movement, by the way, is no one's telling you exactly how to do Shabbat. But what we are asking is for you to do Shabbat. Is that extra time with family? Is it extra time relaxing? Is it extra time eating more challah, which is my favorite part of la'asot et HaShabbat? And so, but what this is calling us to do, this piece of Torah, this piece of liturgy that ends up in this prayer book and in all prayer books, by the way, is how are you going to make Shabbat different? And so I hope that in these hours on this Shabbat, not this week, but every week, you'll find ways to make it special and different and new and interesting each time, so that we can really say that when we do Havdalah at the end, on Saturday night, when we see 3 stars, we'll say, I did it. I did Shabbat. I did it right. I did it like I was supposed to. And so let's think about doing Shabbat and doing it correctly and doing it with our hearts and our minds correctly for ourselves and our families on page 44 at the top. Continue now with the Amidah on page 46, and together we stand.
Adonai, sifatzai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh HaKol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, מי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
We continue silently now, beginning on page 52 through page 62. When you're finished, please be seated. that Energizer Bunny did not keep going. I feel like it was, it felt like something that would have happened, you know, in the Roman period, with the rabbis, with the batteries failing. So, oy. Okay. So we have an opportunity, like I mentioned, to hear from our Shinshinit. If you didn't hear my introduction at the beginning of the service, she is here with us. She's been spending the entire year so far. We get to have her until the end of the year. Isn't that right? We get to have her until the end of the year? Yes, good. Yay, we're so excited. So Shachar Buchnich is going to be joining us. She's going to share with us some of her thoughts. And we actually talked about scheduling a moment for her to come up here. This is hopefully not the first and only time. We hopefully have her up here a bunch of times talking to us. And we started this conversation months and months ago, and I presume that the topic would have been very different months and months ago to talk about Israel. But it's going to be certainly more focused on what's going on there right now. So it is a pleasure for us to have Shachar join us on the bima. Come on up.
Hi, Shalom, everyone. My name is Shachar. I'm 18 years old, young emissary from Israel. I grew up in Pardes Chana, small city between Haifa and Tel Aviv, and I'm a Shinshinit. So, what is a Shinshinit? In Hebrew, it means year of service. The Shinshinim program is a part of the Jewish Agency for Israel and the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County. I just finished high school and I decided to do a year of service before my military service in Israel, to volunteer in the Jewish community here in South Palm Beach County. The goal of this program is to connect between the Jewish community here and Israel. I'm very, very excited and thankful to stand here today to present my country and to spread the Israeliness around the world. Today, I want to talk about Israel, my country, my home. In the last month, my country experienced a huge crisis. But today, I would love to talk about Israel Hayafa, the beautiful Israel, a nickname of the beauty and the unity of Israel. Even at those hard days, Israel united more than ever. So many people in Israel and around the world are helping and donating to the people of Israel. I feel so proud of my country, my religion, my people at home and around the world, the people who are willing to do anything to help Israel in these days. Today, I want to talk about the Israeli farmers. In the last month, more than 15,000 foreign workers who were working at the field Israeli farms all around the outside of the Gaza Strip decided to leave their job in Israel and to leave to return to their home countries. This left the Israeli farmers with almost no working force and a huge supplies of crop with no enough manpower to do the work, to collect the fruit and the vegetables from the field. A lot of Israelis decided to leave everything, to volunteer and to go help them to pick the fruit and the vegetables. Seniors, teens, kids, adults decided to give from themselves to go all the way to the south of the country and help the Israeli farmers and also the Israeli economy. That's one of the reasons why I'm so proud of my people. This is arvut adadit, solidarity. These hard days show us the power of a community. Each one can help in a different way. Some of the people can help the farmers, some volunteer in the army, donate money. make food for the soldier, and even showing support for Israel and help fight the fake news and promote the Israeli and Jewish agenda for our right to exist and defend ourselves. I want to thank you guys. I want to ask you guys to do whatever you can to support Israel. And it starts from the small things like showing love, showing interest, and educating yourself and others about the situation. It has a huge and powerful effect. I want to thank CBI, the Federation, the Jewish Agency for Israel, and you so much for the opportunity to stand here today and present this amazing country, praying for a good days and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Shachar. So important, such a great message, and so important to hear it from not just someone who lives in Israel and grew up in Israel, but someone who decides to spend a whole year of their life coming to other places in the world to talk about the importance of Israel, to spread the love of Israel all over the place, and we need it now. So thank you, and we hope that this is not the only time you're going to be joining us on the Bima. In fact, we talked to Cantor Muchnick, and we are going to stop coming on the Bima completely, and we just want you to come up every week to do the service. You did such a great job, and we're just going to take a break. So at least for the next 4 or 5 weeks. So it's fine. Plus, because your sister's here and your dad's here, so we thought the three of you could run the service as long as you're in town, and then we'll be fine. So thank you. Yeah. You didn't say no, by the way, at any point that I was saying that, so that makes me think that there's still space to convince you to be able to do that. So, yeah. It's interesting you talked about the farmers, because I was just in Israel for a few days, and it was interesting because it was the most different trip I've ever been to Israel. I've been it's hard to count the times I've been to Israel. It's in the upper 30s on the amount of times that I've been to Israel at minimum, and this was clearly the most complicated, also the shortest, and also the one that had really no itinerary of any kind that was set in stone. Everything about the 4 days that I landed on Monday, left Thursday night, and everything was fluid. Every single thing was, we'll see if we can do this, we'll see if we can talk to this person, we'll see if we could do that. And by the way, none of that had to do with safety, because it's very safe in Israel. It's just, the news that we see on TV, the way that the news transforms our visions, it's not the case. The fluidity will only because, unfortunately, there are people who can't be farming. There are people who can't be in the places they usually work, and so they're either tending to other things or dealing with other family members. Everyone in Israel knows everyone, and so there are deep connections, and so it's everything is so fluid because we don't know how the time was going to go. And so one of the things we were supposed to do was to go actually to the south and to pick some vegetables and some fruit, which we weren't able to do actually because the schedule was so fluid. But I'll tell you that we've been hearing about the vegetables and the fruits, and every single cucumber that I ate in Israel, I actually thought about how complicated it is that I was eating that cucumber right now. How every tomato, and if you know cherry tomatoes, it's an Israeli invention to begin with, and just so every moment of this trip was so complicated and had so much meaning in each moment because it was so out of sorts with with everything else. So I'll tell you that I arrived with 14 other rabbis. We arrived at the airport. I've never seen the Israeli airport like that before. I don't know if you've ever been to Israel, but when you enter Israel, there's like a big welcome hall. And we walked in, and there was one person in the welcome hall. However, it was a completely full flight. Not one seat was empty. And so it's interesting that I think that Israel and the Jewish people might be the only people in the world who decide to get on airplanes and fly into an area that's called a war, essentially. No one else flies into a war. Everyone else flies out of a war, except for plane loads of people who go to support Israel. And so we landed, and I'll tell you that it was peculiar to have so few people there. I was able to get my favorite coffee faster because there was no one else there, because it was open, but that's a side story. But when we get onto the road, I will tell you, and if you've been to Israel, there are usually a lot of Israeli flags. It's very patriotic. Beyond. Every car, every motorcycle, every sign, every corner, almost every T-shirt was an Israeli flag, where the different phrases, there were different pictures of those who were kidnapped. The phrase that says, free the hostages. There's the words, Yachad Nenatseach, is all over the country, which means together we will win. We will overcome. Every corner. I mean every corner, every restaurant, every business, every building. And so there was this true sense of being connected. And so I want you to know that I was there for 4 days, essentially, and I landed at 9 a.m. this morning, and I am nowhere near processing these 4 days. I need definitely days and maybe weeks to try and figure out what I saw. I thought perhaps that on the plane or even during the day today, I could sit at my desk and put together very clever words that might fit like a puzzle, like a sermon usually does. And I'm not there. It was too many different emotions in so many different ways. But I'll share with you just 3 major thoughts. And I want to use the words Am Israel Chai as the guide to tell you. So first I want to talk to you about the word Am. And by the way, I'll tell you that most of the time when you leave someone in Israel, at least in my experience, you say Litraot or Shalom or bye. It's a very Hebrew word, bye. And almost everyone said Am Yisrael Chai. The soldiers were saying Am Yisrael Chai to each other. The conversations on the street. Okay, so the word Am. Am means nation or people. And so I wanted to let you know that almost everyone I know involved in the Jewish world somehow knew someone who was going to travel to Israel, or knew someone, by the way, who went to the march in Washington. Do you know anyone, leave me out of this right now, do you know anyone who has flown to Israel in the last month to go in solidarity to Israel? How about anyone who went to or know of the people who went to the march in D.C.? And so this is what part of the Am is. This is what part of peoplehood means, is that we're all connected. And the dialogue, by the way, is that We haven't been that connected. The Jewish people in Israel and the Jewish people in diaspora in the U.S. have not been that well connected, and I think that this will be, God willing, the change point here. That we are truly an Am, that we are truly a people. A true peoplehood. So that's Am. Israel. Israel, as you know, hopefully the translation, first of all, Israel is the Hebrew word for Jacob, as in the biblical Jacob, that we actually meet this week in the Torah portion, in the Torah portion of Toldot. We meet him. He's struggling with his brother Esau, and there's a struggle. It's clearly a struggle that's happening in Israel, but I want to just talk to you about that wrestle, and I saw it with my own eyes. Actually, when we sit and have a chance, and I can show you this video, you'll see this juxtaposition of this wrestle. Right from the plane, we went to have a couple of stops, and then we ended up at a place called Kikar Atzmaut. It's in Tel Aviv, and it's currently, when we got there, it had a bed, an empty bed that represented every one of the kidnapped people. And so if it was a baby, there was a crib. If it was a single person, it was a single bed. If it was a couple, it was a double or a queen or a king-size bed. And it represented, so the entire, as if we took all the chairs out of this room and put empty beds outside, you could walk outside and see empty beds to represent each and every one of the kidnapped. There were photos and pictures and candles lit for every one of them. And there was even a spot where you could stand, and if you've seen those posters, it says the name of the person. It's kind of the reddish and blackish poster, and it has the face of the person who's kidnapped and maybe their age and their name. At the edge of the plaza, there was one of those, but it was a mirror. So when you put your face up, and the bottom it said, this could be you. Because we are Am Israel. It could have been any one of us, because we are the people of Israel. And so on one side of this area is this very complicated space with these empty beds. But if you look on the other side of the street, buses, bicycles, cafes, people on their cell phones, and there's a bit of normal life. Because that's what Israel does. That's how we struggle. And the struggle is that we don't just lay there and wallow. That life continues. That it was this balance on literally two sides of the street. One side, candles lit, quiet, empty beds. The other side of the street, buses flying by. People sitting and having coffee. And that's the wrestle that we have. And lastly is the word Chai. So Am, Israel, and Chai. And I will tell you that, again, when we have a moment, and I have a video and some videos of this, is we had a chance to go and walk through a kibbutz in the south, right on the envelope, on the Gaza envelope. It's called Kfar Aza. It was one of the majorly hit kibbutzim by Hamas. And so we went to walk around there, and then we went right from there to a very small army base right around the corner. A base that isn't a new base. There are a few makeshift bases that have been created because of the situation. This was not. It's been there for just under 2 years. I'm not even going to say the name of the base because they asked us not to, because it's a very, very small, well put together base. Let's just say it's in the area. And so we decided, the 15 of us, to buy dinner, actually, for the soldiers. So we got to sit with the soldiers, and we got to talk to the soldiers. And when I tell you that the word chai, which, as you know, means life, the balance of the death and the balance of the loss of those who are kidnapped, talking to those soldiers who I thought might need consoling or checking in, did not need that. They're why we get to say Am Yisrael Chai. It's because of them that we get to say that the Jewish people lives because of them, because of the work that they do. And we sat there and we ate and we schmoozed and we talked. And then I'll tell you that I experienced something that I will never forget as long as I live. We got in a circle with about 150 soldiers and the 15 of us, and we sang Hatikva. And we danced with them afterwards. And we hugged them afterwards. And they said, "Why are you here? Why did you come from? Where are you from? Are you all from New York?" "I'm not from New York. I'm from Florida and North Carolina and Canada." And we said, "We came for you." And they said, "You came for us?" I said, "Yeah, we came for you." So why did you come for us? I said, "We came for you because we're all with you. We're all together with you in that moment." And so I think Shachar said it so well. This becomes our job. She's an emissary from Israel. We live here, but we have to be the emissaries. We have to be the ones who say Am Yisrael Chai. We have to be the ones who tell the right stories. We have to be the one who dispel all the nonsense on the news and the nonsense on social media. I promise you, nobody else is going to do it except for us. There are 15 million of us, and that's it. No one else is going to stand up and say Am Yisrael Chai other than us. So if we sit back and let someone else do it for us, no one's going to do it. It's nice to have the support of certain places and certain people in certain situations, but we have to do it. And so this Torah portion, as I mentioned, we meet Jacob. That gives us the idea of the struggle. But the Torah portion is called Toldot. And Toldot means generations, meaning what will be. What's going to be the next step? Because I believe that there was an Israel until 75, and there'll be an Israel starting now, a different Israel. And what that Israel looks like will not only depend, it will not work well if it's only up to Israelis to do that. It has to be up to every Jew on earth to be able to figure out what happens next. Every one of us. If you think you're not included, you're wrong, actually. Every single one of us has to be included in this. And don't take your foot off the gas pedal. Today, tomorrow, the next day, we saw how quickly the world got anti-Semitic suddenly. So suddenly, even though we didn't think it was, but we did know it. We did know, but we didn't know how quickly it got anti-Semitic. In a flash. And so I invite all of us to make this community, to make Am Israel and make it live. Make Am Israel Chai. It has to come from each and every one of us. And so I hope that we continue to bring as much shalom into our Shabbat like we try to each week. I hope that we are able to follow the news and read the news and reach out and ask questions and be a living community so that each of us can truly say with our full hearts and know that we are deeply connected with one another, all 15 plus million of us, so we can say, Am Yisrael Chai. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue in a moment with Misha Berach, our blessing of healing, physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. We're going to list the names, of course, of all of our members of our congregation and friends and family on our list. I wanted to mention 3 names by name: Mordechai Avraham ben Malka, ben Yosef ben Sipporah, and Noah ben Dalia, because those are the 3 soldiers we got to meet in the hospital in Ashkelon and sit next to them by their beds and talk to them about how they were doing and how they're feeling and about their injuries and how focused they were to get better so that they could get back up and go fight for Israel. And so we share those names again: Mordechai Avraham ben Malka, ben Yosef ben Sipporah, and Naor ben Dalia. And our names that connect directly with us here at CBI: Annie Rosenfield and Asher ben Karen Fay, Barbara Newmark, Bonnie Kleinman, Daniel Bernstein, David Field, Evelyn Greenfield, Gary Baker, Gary Bandel, Harav Avraham ben Yehuditz, Howard Rosenbluth, Ira Kafka, Itza Chana, Bella Bat Rivka, Janet Cohen, Stuart Benson, Cheryl Cutler, Joanne Permits, Carol Porowich, Elliot Porowich, Randy Hirschhorn, Sarah Bat Rivka, Stephen Tenner, Julian Middleman, Masha Bat Zelda, Shlomo Yaakov, Ben Dvora Fradel, Harriet Ginsburg, Joan Seidman, J.R. Morano, Lillian Bichelle, Lillian Rosenblatt, Joan Seidman, J.R. Morano, Lillian Bichelle, Lillian Rosenblatt, Mark Davis, Naomi Kirstein, Rachel Bat Shoshana, Rena Fields, Richard Rosenbluth, Richard Schenkman, Diane Spiro, Robert K., Shari Martin, Shana Call, Shirla Kafka, Steve Tillman, Tova Bat Sarah Ve'Ariel Lev, Zava Golda Bat Nechama, Ryan Seidman, Stanley Geddes, Eric Kupferberg, Beth Spector, Roy Schwedelson, Elka Kayla, Miriam Sarah Bat Gittel Tova, Marsha Davis, Mira Bat Laser Vilea, Brandon Lowe, Julius Rosenberg, Jerry Campbell, Julius Rosenberg, Roberts Rosenberg, Tova Simcha Bat Yosefa, Joshua Salad, Verda Wigworth, Yanka Elka Bat Leah, Helen Golden Vollmer, Talia Bat Shulamit, Ellen Field, Shmuela Bat Fega, Nelson Soto, Lenore Freeman, Renee Nuremberg, Amanda Weinman, Bob Dobrin, Tori Bendel, Christine Cesnat, Avigail Bat Simona Zahava, Sue and Saul Losser, Andrea Drucker, Rochelle Hobbs, Pete Weiss, Lara Petrella, Mel Schwartz. To those names, we had any name that you'd like to add at this time. We continue on page 253. Some announcements. If you ordered a harvest box for your family, you may pick it up in the admin circle on Monday, November 20th. That's Monday, at from 10 to 11 a.m. Torah and Tea, a Jewish women's roundtable with Rabbi Khan, is taking place on Wednesdays. Not this Wednesday, because she's in Israel, actually. Still on her program. Those is at 10:30. And join Rabbi Khan as she reads and discusses each week's Torah portion from the women's commentary over tea and cookies, hence the name. By the way, one of the authors of the women's Torah commentary, not the actual text of the Torah, because someone else wrote that, but the commentary to the text is a woman named Andrea Weiss, who is the provost of Hebrew Union College of the Reform Seminary. And while I was in duty free getting onto the plane today, there she was. So there was Andrea Weiss. So I got to hang out with Andrea Weiss. She was not as happy to see me as I was to see her, but I was happy to see her, and I took a picture. So she was like, "Why take a picture of me?" And I was like, "Oh, you're Andrea Weiss. It's nice." So I know you'll sleep better knowing that I saw Andrea Weiss at duty free. She was buying pretzels. I know you asked earlier. You didn't. So I wanted to, yeah. NCECE, our early childhood's famous Hanukkah Rama, will be on December 3rd from 3 to 5:30, where there will be fun for all ages, carnival games and rides and arts and crafts, and there's a dunk tank, so you can dunk Cantor Muchnick as many times as you want. We're going to have it up permanently, actually, so you can dunk Cantor Muchnick whenever you want.
Don't do that.
Yeah, all right, great, okay. Oh, look, he spoke. Woo, it's a miracle. Nes Gadol Hayapo. Now, more than ever, we are in the middle of building our third JNF USA bomb shelter in the south. So CBI has built 2. We're in the middle of heading to 3. So please make sure and check out our website, because there's a lot of information about Israel and how you can support Israel financially, in finding more information. And by the way, friends, you're going to hear me talk about this for a long time now until June. Our Israel trip is still a go, and so is every single other summer Israel trip scheduled for this summer. Every other tour company is still a go. So not one single trip has been canceled to Israel. And so I'm going to bring it up because you should come to Israel, particularly now, and see the incredible support and connection that Israel has right now with one another. It is true unity. So I'm going to remind you every week, you should sign up for the trip. Those are all the announcements that I have. Unless, of course, Kendra Muchnick has one. He does not. I just like asking every week, just in the. So we would like to invite anyone who is celebrating their first year of marriage to CBI, or your 1 year anniversary if you're a member of CBI, because it's a 1 year anniversary celebration, to come up here for a little Shechianu moment. Anyone want to come up here for your first year of CBI? Come on, don't be shy. Come on, if this is your first year of CBI. Come on over. We're going to stand over here. We're going to all come and hug Cantor Muchnick. We're going to crowd around him like this, and everyone's going to do this around Cantor Muchnick. You just come stand right here with us. We can do a little Shechianu and thank God for this beautiful moment. We're so happy that you're here and that you're part of our family. Those of you who are still sitting, we love you too, by the way. No less. We just wanted to says, no. We really love you too. Hey, everyone came up. Thank you. Thanks. You can move just a little closer. We both are we're showered and stuff. So we're gonna thank God for this beautiful moment, the Shechianu moment, to celebrate this. We hope in many more years together we can celebrate with you and our congregation all wonderful, God willing, happy and healthy celebratory moments. And so if you don't know the words for Shechianu, just say Amen at the end. It works just the same. So here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
In honor of your first year, we have a splendid celebratory oneg afterwards, which is our Chardonnay Shabbat. So with Jewish people's favorite two words together, open and bar. Both outside, and some delicious food from VIP caterers. So in celebration, we are so thrilled that you're here and joining us. We begin to conclude our service. Aleinu can be found on page 282, and together we stand.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא זמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. On this Shabbat, for our yortzites at CBI, we think of Shirley Rausch, Jack Blackman, Esther Miller, Ann Bloom, Isabel Shapira, Renee K. Harling, Sonia Gladnick, Sydney Backow, Randolph Wheel, Pearl Phillips, Bruce Davis, Joseph Leibowitz, Sam Goldner, Ruth Saville, Jane Abrams, Baru Behar, Harry Schreiber, Ida Salkind, Nadhum Shashua, William Diamond, Robert Gilberts, Linda Krantz, Percy Lyman, Gussie Mintz, Smith Hashoff, Eleanor, Katlowit Zakin, Barry Berman, Mo Drucker, Paul Ira Dubov, Thelma Lurie, Ann Herskowitz, Simon Mass, Elwood Levine. To those names, we had any names that you'd like to add?
Very Gottlieb.
Kadishatom Monors Kadesh 294. Yitkadal v'ikadash shmei rabah, be'amad yivrach cherutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabah mevorach le'olam ulmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'yitomam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitala al shmei dekudisha b'richu, le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, as together we say amen. If you are under the age, please be seated. If you are under the age of bar bat mitzvah, please join us for a little motzi. Under the age of bar bat mitzvah. And there were two. Each of you get half a challah. It's a good thing you had twins, that's right. And credit. So it's and credit. And there it is. You ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Whole thing is yours. Go ahead. Here you go. No, it's okay. It's yours. Don't take too much. Great. Okay. Great. Thank you. Hannah, you took way too much. Thank you. This is good. We are going to, before we conclude our service, obviously a big thanks to Shachar. So happy that you got to spend some time with us, and we look forward to many a time with you joining us. And nice to have Rabbi Silvers over here. Hello, Rabbi Silvers. And there was another rabbi here, but I think he's gone. He was here. Is he? Yeah, he was here. Is he gone? He's gone. Yeah. All right. So there are a lot of rabbis in here. We're going to conclude with Tfilat Haderech, which can be found, if you want to follow along, on page 345.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be a blessing. Amen. Amen. soul. May this be a blessing. Amen. 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 May this be a blessing. Amen. 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 May this be a blessing. Amen.
Adonai Oz Lamo Yiten Adonai Berech et Amo V'Shalom. May God give strength unto our people, continue to bless us with hope and strength and love and peace. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.